Hey there, team. Welcome back to the Growth Podcast. We're diving into everything that helps us grow together at Reserve Health. So many of you know that several of us were out of town last week attending the NCCC conference in Las Vegas. First, I want to make sure to thank everyone who attended for their dedication. There were some long days, but we gathered a ton of great information. And it's not just useful for corrections. There were takeaways for every sector of our business, and we're excited to share what we learned with everyone over the coming weeks. So let me tell you a story. One evening, after spending all day split up into different learning sessions, and once Terry had taxied back to her hotel to get away from us all, Kirby, Daniel, Rob, and I decided to stop in the hotel lobby for a cocktail to debrief about what we had learned. The vibe was nice. A couple of drinks flowed, and each of Kirby seemed to have a fruitier name than the one before. I was feeling pretty relaxed. I recently had this whole urinary incontinence situation on lock, and I'm careful with my drinks and timing so that I can manage it. Well, Daniel decided to order me a drink, presumably in an attempt to be generous. It had Fernet in it, and for those unfamiliar, it is the work of the devil. So I'm sitting there trying to choke down this battery acid mixed with black licorice, when Rob decides it'd be a good time to poke fun of an instance when I couldn't tell the difference between a grapefruit and a strawberry. I know, but that's a story for a different day. So let me tell you what happened. When I say he poked fun at me, I mean he literally poked me between the ribs. Not so hard as to lacerate my spleen, but not so gently that I could manage to keep the drink in my mouth and the urine in my bladder simultaneously. That was it. No more defenses left. My brain, body, and bladder all just gave up without a fight. Peace out. The good news is, an untucked shirt and a casino full of people drunker than me meant that I was probably the only one who knew my version of soaking in Vegas. Now, it's okay to laugh about it. I certainly did. You can make fun of me the next time you see me. Now, I don't recommend poking fun at me. So, why would I tell you this story? Well, besides reassuring you that I'm human, flawed, and vulnerable, it's to introduce this week's topic, humor. We're talking about how to make work fun, lighthearted, and enjoyable without getting ourselves into trouble. We all know work can be demanded. There are patient schedules, charting, deadlines, meetings, coffee spills. So very many coffee spills. I mean, not that I'm bitter about replacing the carpet at Uptown. It's all good. But in all seriousness, if we've got all of this to contend with, why not make the best of it with a little humor? In fact, research has shown that appropriate humor at work can boost morale, enhance team bonding, and even increase productivity. So let's break down how to bring the funny to work in a way that doesn't just make us laugh, but also strengthens our workplace culture. Let's start with the basics first. What I like to call situational awareness. Just like in comedy, timing and context are key. There's a right time for a joke and a wrong time for a joke. For example, let's say I'm in an important meeting with a client, and suddenly Harry feels inspired to reenact the latest TikTok viral dance outside my glass office. While his moves may be impressive and his passion unmatched, maybe saving it for the break room would be better. See, humor is like seasoning. A little bit can elevate the dish, but too much can make it inedible. A great way to keep things appropriate is to focus on self-deprecating humor. Nothing says I'm relatable more than poking a little fun at yourself, which is super easy for me. I give myself opportunities all the time. For instance, maybe you're the one who always forgets to unmute yourself during virtual meetings. Why not embrace it? Say something like, hey, Key, today I'm actually going to speak with my audio on. Brace yourselves. It's relatable, it's light, and best of all, it's harmless. Because here's the big one. Steer clear of sensitive topics. Trust me, there's plenty of good material out there that doesn't involve risky subjects like politics, religion, or making fun of someone else. I think we can all agree that impersonating accents in a meeting, probably not the best choice. Instead, find the humor in universal work struggles. Like, ever notice how no one ever wants the last donut in the break room? That poor last donut sits there day after day, until someone finally takes it just to put it out of its misery. It's like me waiting to get picked for dodgeball during middle school. The best humor often comes from real-life, relatable situations. But it doesn't even have to be a joke. It can just be a funny observation that makes people go, yes, that's happened to me. Another great way to bring humor to the workplace is to celebrate those quirky habits we may all have. Maybe someone has an aversion to sticky notes, or a borderline unhealthy relationship with the non-colors of black and white. These small quirks are what make us human, and calling them out in a friendly and lighthearted way can build camaraderie. Remember, good humor doesn't have to come from jokes alone. It can come from just having great conversation and fun together. Share a funny meme on the employee engagement page, or tell your coworkers about a hilarious rerun you watched on Netflix. Now let's talk about laughing together, not at each other. The best kind of humor is inclusive. This means everyone's in on the joke, and no one feels singled out or embarrassed. When humor unites us, it helps create a culture of trust. When we can laugh together, we're not just coworkers, we're a team. We're people who enjoy each other's company and support each other through the ups and downs of the workday. But humor in a healthcare setting requires an even more delicate balance. Humor can be a powerful way to build rapport, even with patients, making them feel more comfortable and easing tension. However, in healthcare, boundaries and the nature of the environment demand an extra layer of sensitivity and respect. Some patients might appreciate a lighthearted comment, while others might feel uncomfortable. Patients being seen for a critical illness, a mental health concern, or inside of a jail may experience pain, fear, or grief. In these settings, humor should be minimal, if used at all, and always centered on appropriate levels of connection and reassurance. For instance, instead of cracking a joke, a light smile or a gentle, warm tone may be enough. Simple, non-personal humor can be a great way to connect. Medical humor about a shared experience can be lighthearted, but still respectful. It's crucial to let the patient take the lead. If they initiate humor, it's generally a green light to engage lightly. However, if they're quiet or reserved, it's usually best to follow their cues and stick to a more reserved tone. Patients should always feel that their emotions and concerns are respected, and humor should never minimize their situation. As healthcare professionals, we can still enjoy light moments in care environments that are more restricted or somber, but that can mean just smiling or sharing a positive non-personal story and encouraging patients in small ways. If something genuinely funny happens that won't affect the patient's dignity or comfort, it is okay to laugh together. Using humor thoughtfully allows us to enjoy our jobs while ensuring patients feel heard, respected, and cared for. The key is to always lead with empathy, to know when a smile or a light joke can help, and when silence or a gentle nod may be even more powerful. So, between coworkers and patients, here's your challenge for the week. Find at least one opportunity to bring a little fun to our team. It's okay. You have my permission. But I do recommend finding a way to bring levity to your day without anyone peeing their pants. Thanks for joining. Have a great week.